Hello. Apologies. I've been trying to connect the last 5 minutes on my computer and it's not letting me on for some reason. So I'm like, let me just try my phone.
Yeah, that's all right. It's all good. We're pretty
Yeah, sorry. I am never late for anything. And so I'm freaking out. And so I apologize to keep you waiting here. Or not freaking out terribly bad. But anyway, now I'm on my phone. I hope that that's going to be okay.
yeah, you're fine, man. Like this is not I don't know what you think this show is, but it's not super strict and it's we're in and out. It's kind of like getting your prostate checked, before you
Ah,
know it, you'll be out and you'll be light as a feather.
nice. Well, that whole analogy sounds great. I'm excited to get my prostate checked.
Yeah, well, we're recording, we're going, so we just go. My co-host has his son's birthday, and I guess made a whole day out of it and forgot we do a podcast. So
Okay.
I'll say a big to everyone out there. I'll say Eric Redinger is a piece of shit and should be here and should ditch his son.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I know sometimes life happens.
look, he'll have a lot more birthdays.
Yeah,
This
it's like, come
this
on now.
show, this interview is very important.
Yes.
But I wanna make sure you're comfortable because I know that I'm weird about being on time, like that as well. Like, and sometimes you come into it and it's like when you miss the alarm clock, or like, the alarm clock you didn't set, but you have a flight and you wake up and you're in a panic.
Yeah.
Doing that thing where you're packing or getting ready to go, but you're not really moving any faster. You're just like kind of like jittery almost. So I want you to make sure, unless that's your kind of energy normally.
Yeah. No, I'm good. I'm just checking my battery here. And I see we're scheduled for about 30 minutes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Again, well, we found that was the optimal time for business podcasts, but we're kind of a mix of it's kind of comedy meets entrepreneurship kind of thing.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
I've got to pull up some real quick lightning round questions that we start every guest with. Uh, Stand by. I should have been prepared, but where are you out of? Where are you?
I'm in Spicewood, Texas, right outside of Austin. How about you?
So what the background behind you is?
Oh, that's my home in northern Michigan on the lake. It's actually more frozen right now. And anyway, but I'm in Texas right now. My background on my computer would have reflected my living room, but for
No,
some
it's all
reason,
good.
yeah.
This isn't a real poster of us behind me.
Oh, okay, nice. They're like standing still really good.
Uh,
Yeah.
what part of Texas you say?
Austin area.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it? I love Austin. Almost moved there twice to work at Dimensional Fund Advisors over on Bee Cave Road, and then
Okay.
Facebook when they had their advertising department moved over there. I pulled out of both of those interviews during the process, but I love Austin. I mean it, and now as a comic, I feel like I should have. I'm like, damn, it'd be nice to just go there like once for a week, once a month or something, and just
Yeah.
do that scene because there's like 7 full-time clubs or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Where are you now? Or where are you
I'm in
based now?
Tampa. I'm in
Okay.
Tampa. I'm, born and raised, one of the few, one of the proud. Uh,
I used to live over there, West Chase area. Is it
yeah, it looks like
uh
Stepford Wives kind of too nice.
yeah, I mean this was 2007, 2006. So it's been almost 20, actually it's 20 years, crazy. Yeah, is it Hills, not Hillsboro's the county. I forget the
Yeah.
main road. Yeah.
Uh, Lime ball.
Limeball's the
This
main
is
road.
this
Yeah.
is gonna be real sexy for all the people that are not in the Tampa
Okay.
area.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, no, but, no, yeah, West Chase, it's, great area, good, like, little suburb, and, that's where my, ex resides, so she got me good. I'm over in Seminole Heights, and it's an hour and a half round trip sometimes to go get
Yeah.
kids from school. Uh,
Yeah.
I'm not bitter about it.
Okay.
She
Well,
got me
hey.
good on that one.
Yeah. No,
Uh,
it's being being
um,
content.
all right, let's get with some lightning round questions. We do this kind of real quick questions and answers from you, so everybody gets to know you, and it'll inform your your personality or character maybe, and then we'll get into, what you want to talk about. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
I'd say hot dog's not a sandwich. It deserves its own platform.
What's better, cake or pie?
I'd say cake.
Okay, I think cake's for children.
Yep.
That's my own thing.
Yeah.
How many hours of sleep do you average?
6.5.
What time you wake up in the morning?
4:30.
Are you an organ donor?
I was, and I switched to not, so no.
Do you know what blood type you are?
I can't recall.
No one knows that. I have to call my mom and ask. Same with sinus medicine. Like, what's the one that works? I never remember. What's the last time you cried?
Maybe 3 months ago.
Um, have you ever seen a UFO or a ghost or anything supernatural?
Not yet.
Does God exist?
Yes.
Um, did now here's the last two questions. Uh, did you watch or listen to this show before coming on as a guest?
I saw a clip.
Okay. And then so you didn't probably see this part. And then what what advice would you give your 13-year-old self?
When you're taking
This one you take your time with.
Yeah, when you're taking advice from somebody, make sure it's from somebody who's been where you wanna go, not from somebody who's never done what you wanna do.
What that's the advice you would give to yourself is like a meta thing about advice?
You know what? That
You so
advice
the question is you time travel Bill and Ted style. You come out of a phone booth, you find your 13-year-old self, you grab yourself by the shirt collar and you go, give them what you're gonna give them. But I like a meta. We've never heard that answer.
Yeah, I guess if it was that specific scenario, I would say there's gonna be a lot of people that tell you you can't do this, but don't listen to them. Only listen to people who have done what you're trying to do.
So if we could quantify all the guests, that's answers on that, that's pretty much the sweeping thing is don't listen to the radio noise of other people. Or other
Yeah.
people aren't thinking about you as much as you think they are.
That's a big one.
I
Yeah.
explained that one to my kids that are 9 and 8 the other day, and it was like mind blowing to them. But they probably zoned out as soon as I started talking. Uh, Lightning round's over. You have earned yourself a plug. Tell people who you are, what you're about, because I don't want to butcher your bio by trying to read out loud.
It's all good. Yeah, George Rivera, online entrepreneur for 31 years. I started my business back when I was 17 in high school, mid 90s. That's when dinosaurs used to roam the earth. And I started in the direct response space and been doing that pretty much ever since, except for the last year. I've had a hard pivot into a more personal branding, like, hello, I'm here, I can help you with something specific, versus hiding behind the scenes and scaling big companies. I decided to come out of the shadows and help the people like me of 10 years ago. And I call that cash rich, time poor, because I'm talking to successful entrepreneurs who are successful on paper, but the home life is just this big mess. And my goal is to remove that entrepreneur from being the bottleneck in their business where everything depends on them, and they can give that time that they get back to their family. Because without that, the family's living like, mom's living like a single mother. The children are living like they have no dad. Literally, there's no difference. And so that was me 10 years ago. I know there's others like that out there. So I am here to help a man like that.
Yeah, I'm kind of obsessed with a lot of that with the time, time kind of work-life balance, and time and how efficient you are. I just gotta I personally have to not feel guilty about, uh, you know, or overthinking it too much, because that will that'll ruminate, and that'll end up wasting oodles more time, but, time's the only commodity we don't get back, and, entrepreneurs get in their own way. Have you ever heard I just read about this probably via meme when I was edible high at night, but, it stuck in my craw, and I thought it was dumb, and now I kinda like it, the 4 burner theory. I think David Sedaris came up with it, the comedian comedic writer, I should say.
Oh, tell me about it.
It's it's basically like you have 4 burners on a stovetop. One's work, one's, your health, one's, like, family, and one's, like, relationships. You can't keep all 4 burners going. Most people like, it's almost impossible for successful people to do that, so one of them usually has to not be flamed. Now, the American part of me says, "Fuck that, you can do all 4, you just it's a puzzle to figure out." But, I'm butchering that metaphor, but I think you get the idea. It can be whack-a-mole, you spend time over here on work, or I think he says you can only keep 2 of the 4 going, like, at a successful rate or something like that. You know, and I go, "That's dumb." And then the more I've thought about it, the more I'm like, well, it does have a direct correlation time-wise, but time doesn't always equal that being successful. So, what do you think about that? Any thoughts?
Yeah, I could
Not a great interview question per se, but that's how we
no,
roll.
I'm piecing it all together. Yeah, I can feel the tension in even just thinking about that as well as in real life, because I think everybody's got just different levels of what their definition of balance is, and so there's I don't think there's really a blanket situation that most people can sort of apply generically. But yeah, I think there's always going to be some tension of am I spending too much time here or there, and I think that tension is sort of what makes it special when you are in a certain place. It's because you're not like always there, and then you go back to the other square, for example. So I don't know that we're ever going to reach a point where like I've got it perfect, but I think so long as we're aware that there's this tension and you're just doing your best to navigate that, I feel like that's the best we can do. Because yeah, otherwise I think you could like analyze the thing to death.
Well, I actually did some pre-pro. We usually don't prepare on the show, but I was like, let's try it as an A/B test. You know, we're 506 episodes in. Maybe I
Yeah.
should try that.
Yes.
So I kind of wrote some stuff out. Most founders brag about hustle like it's a kink or a fetish or something. We hate hustle culture
Yeah.
because it's like work ethic is it's not through reels and YouTube shorts and TikTok videos. It's showing you working. It's the end result is really how you do that, how you really should show it, but it's hard and intangible kind of world. What's the first sign you build a founder prison, not freedom? And
Yeah.
explain what the founder prison is, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. And I kind of refer to my own story for that. But it's basically when you start a business and as you grow and you scale, the dependency remains on you. Most founders think that, oh, as I grow, I'm just going to hire more. And yeah, you got to hire more as you're growing, but you don't remove yourself as being the hero to your business, the one that everything has to run through. Because most founders, they're not overwhelmed because they're too busy. They're overwhelmed because too much depends on them and runs through them. So they try to take some time off, try to go on vacation, and they'll see that things starts to slip or business starts to stall or even go backwards because everything runs through them. And so when you find yourself that you are needed, you can't step away for even an afternoon from your business, you are literally in the founder prison.
Yeah, yeah, and it's a trap, and it's one of those things where delegating needs to be proactive, right? In hiring too. Like, I always thought of hiring and scaling as like a trigger. Like, when we get to X amount of hours on work, where we're at capacity or we're doing extra work on these things too much, that's when I would hire someone. I had, kind of think of it that way. People do it reactive, and then you get an office full of people you hate because you had to do it last second. And then I think about it too with, you know, with everything runs through the entrepreneur founder is it is a trap because and I would guess the reason is you don't spend 10 minutes a day kind of analyzing, was it a win or loss today? I had a boss who was kind of a mentor and kind of pushed me on that. It was like at the end of the day, you need to take 10 minutes and like really go, what was a win, what was a loss, and kind of analyze that. But you can get that kink going of like, we call it a productivity boner on our
Okay.
show. Like you can
Yeah.
get so excited. Look at all these things I'm
That's
doing,
that's what that is. Yeah.
spinning plates, and you kind of get off on that.
Yeah.
Like you're moving forward, yes, but you're not really. You got to think of revenue and profit margin. So you need to lower those costs operationally. Um, I'm just kind of vamping here, but any thoughts to that? I definitely want to hear about dad dinners in a second too.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, I think a lot of founders too also remain in this place of like where they can't even settle their nerves because they've got such little visibility inside of their business, which might sort of tie in back to like asking yourself, how did today go? What I like to do with clients is implement like a daily scorecard where it's not you, the founder, logging into a dozen different CRMs and systems to trying to pull your numbers together, but somebody else. This is compiled for you, and it's the top 5 to 8 metrics on the numbers that matter for your business, so that at the end of the day, when you have those 10 minutes to reflection, you can quickly point to some of those wins or things that need improvement. It's a data to kind of look back and see what did today reveal to us on what we're doing well and what we can improve. And so, yeah, but the scorecard is my favorite way of removing the founder from even just that inner-day stress of how things are going. They just get it at a quick snapshot, and that relieves the tension, that lowers the nerves, and they can think clear and hopefully sleep better, and hopefully that translates into a better life.
How'd you create the scorecard? I'm always interested in this. I've been working on a business model, a totem pole model. I call it. A big dream would be to get it like in a Harvard Business Review, something I don't belong in. But to show marketing and sales funnel. There's two funnels. Tactics or the wings of the totem pole, all that stuff to be able to educate people on how that part of the business works. And that's kind of how I do it. But it came through a frustrating amount of time trying to educate people. And I got to figure out kind of a metaphor and a system, a workflow to educate, communicate. I feel like that's my strong point doing stand up since '07. Uh, and that kind of helps on the communication level and kind of finding a through line with everybody. But I know it's been one of those things. I look like John Gruden drawing a play on the whiteboard. Uh, I'm guessing the scorecard came out of frustration, if I had to bet, or a way to kind of have a tangible, like, here's the model I've created, and this was forged, iron sharpens iron kind of thing. Is that how it came about?
That's it. Yeah, and it came about because I used to have this addiction to checking the CRM and to checking other statistics, almost like an hourly basis. And then my joy in life would depend on if the last hour I saw a number that I liked or didn't like. So if I thought that, oh, the afternoon sales are a little slow, I'm gonna be miserable now, and I'm a complete and total failure in this world. But the next hour, it kind of balances out and it picks up. Oh, life is good again. I'm so smart. I love myself. And so I got tired of that daily, like, up and down of emotions, letting the
Sound like
CRM.
you sound like a comedian. You're like, you crush and you're like, I'm the fucking best ever. And then you bomb and you're like, fuck, why am I even, should I do this? Am I even funny? Yeah. So
No, I think I should have been a comedian.
it's the same with business. If revenues, I wouldn't check it. You must have been going nuts. That sounds like cocaine energy.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible. Yeah, I never did cocaine, but now I have a good visual of what it would feel like.
me neither. Wink.
Yeah. Yeah.
But just in case my mom gets a clip.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Never, mom.
but yeah, what's on the scorecard? What are if you can kind of temp pull it?
Yeah, I've seen it different for different clients. Call it 5 to 8 different numbers, but to give you high level, it's usually like top line and bottom line. So obviously those two are on there, and then there's like a lot of numbers in between. So whatever's critical for your business to know, kind of those key metrics. Like for me, my supplement company would be how many new customers did we acquire, and then what was the average order value of each of those customers. and how many clicks did we get to our websites? What was the conversion rate on those clicks? And of course, top line, bottom line. And then it gives me just a quick snapshot that I can digest in like 30 to 60 seconds, quickly see if, okay, we're maintaining or growing. That's, you want to be in either of those. You don't want to go going backwards. And so if there's any issues, you can quickly look at it and you can be like, oh, bottom line looks a bit low. Why is that? Our conversion rate was low. Okay, at least that tells the story. Now I can go to my team. Why is the conversion rate low? And they can kind of do their thing. But that saves me from like every hour having to check to see how things are going. And that settles my nervous system. So when I first started taking my world famous now 2 week vacations, it's part of my program.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's
Europeans are like, what? Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, taking off for a couple of weeks. That's the only thing I would look at is the daily scorecard, and that settled my nerves because if I didn't have that, I'd be like logging into a dozen different systems, checking in the clicks, checking in the revenue. I didn't even get the daily net profit or like the bank balance. And so, so that saved me from a lot of mental stress and then just time trying to like tie all this stuff up together. That allowed me to sort of like, okay, business is doing good. Now I'm going back with the family.
That's funny. We're kind of cut from the same cloth in that respect because that totem pole model is telling you. I basically explain if you give me if I know these four metrics, everything else is we could deduce, but also it's gonna keep your asshole unpuckered. Um,
That's a good benefit. Yeah.
yeah, well, I use a very clever language like that to get the point across because that somehow sticks a lot more than if I
Oh, it
just say
does. Like I literally felt mine. Yeah.
yeah, if I just say it like I'm doing a PowerPoint, but I'm like, if we know our cost per lead, cost per acquisition, average revenue per new customer, client, patient, whatever it is within a time, if it's a service, it needs to be a time zone, and then lifetime value. You tell me those four numbers. We know those four. Everything else we'll figure out. That's we can deduce from there.
Yeah.
And then when I would do reporting or do reporting now for clients, I give them the here are the four holy marketing metric numbers that I have, and then uh, here's the ROI that you've received. That's the top number. Then I do an adjusted one because nobody in marketing's really kind of forthright. I find I kind of hate 99% of everyone in marketing's so because it's like there's a lot of churn and there are a lot of like promises and given deterministic performance stuff at the beginning and never do it. They're all what is it? Hat oh fuck, what's the saying? They're all hat, no cattle.
Oh yeah. We say that here in Texas. All hat,
Yeah.
no cattle.
Yeah. And so it's like one of those things where I put an adjusted ROI because that's how they're gonna see it anyway. What I found is if I don't put our management expense with the expense of everything else in marketing for the ROI, they make a bigger number in their head.
Hmm.
And if you don't show them that number, it's funny. So I'm sure that scorecard for a lot of people, it's like like if you're a fantasy baseball nut, right? You don't want to spend that much time because it's 162 games, and then it's like really every day for 6 months if you play
Yeah.
it. But you can check your lineup. Well, you can go to the bathroom, take some time, check your lineup, 10 minutes, bing, bang, boom. Okay, great. You're in and out. I got a feeling it's kind of like that. Is that fair?
Yeah, yeah, that's it. Just quick check, and then that gives you the opportunity. If you see something's off, you can really like hone in on what that is. And that also gives you the opportunity to show great leadership because you're targeting the problem. You're not just like, oh my gosh, I checked these dozen numbers. Somebody figure out where the problem's at. You're able to pinpoint where the problem is, or at least start where it is and go from there.
I we do have another episode recording after you. We'll have to have you back on because we just barely got to anything.
Oh man.
But I want to hear about the dad dinners. That kind of stuck out with me.
Yeah.
My co-host and I are dads, not gay dads together.
Okay. Okay.
But,
You got your own kids. Yeah,
but we have
separate.
yeah, our own families and stuff,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
both divorced dads. I'm always kind of thinking, my mindset is I don't want to be an aloof dad, right?
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
don't want to be the like I literally see stand-up comedians and I go, "Oh, this is all no dad, bad dad, abusive dad, apathetic dad is the reason they're on stage." Sometimes I'll fuck with them and be like, I had a great dad. My parents are still married. My dad was in the NFL, and then he was a lawyer. Pretty awesome. Like, like he's still around. I can call him right now. You guys can't do that.
Yeah.
Fuck with the comics. He never hit me. He wasn't addicted to anything. We grew
Mhm.
up in a nice house,
Yeah.
pretty idyllic. Uh, but tell me about the dad dinners.
Absolutely. So, yeah, there's a couple ways to enter my world. Yeah, the dinners being one of them, and I also host a virtual version of that, obviously minus the food. The dad dinners is called founderdaddinners.com. And so, if you're in the Austin area, it's the small 6 to 8 founder dads. We meet at my home. I feed you. Hopefully, you like me because I'm feeding you. And we're just like sitting around the table, opening up, talking about the challenges, the triumphs, the life of a founder dad who's balancing work and family at the same time, and we just talk about the struggles that come up in that life. And there's the virtual version of that for people who can't make it, or they don't want to come to Austin, or whatever, they just don't like my food. It's 18summersroundtable.com, and it's called 18 summers because we only get 18 summers with our kids. So when people hear that, they think, oh, I got 5 summers left. And
Ah,
so it really puts an emphasis on the importance of things.
yeah, no, Bobby Kelly, comedian, has a beautiful bit that's similar to that. I think he was in his 50s when he shot this special. Louis C.K. directed it over in St. Pete, across the bay over here. But he goes, "I got maybe 20 summers left," or something like that. And you're like, God, that's how it starts. The bit starts, and it's like, fuck, that hits you right in the fucking chops. And so yeah, that 18 summers, yeah. If I start thinking about that, I'm gonna start crying. So
I tell you, I got emotional. Probably what it was around the time I last cried is just thinking about that because that like hits home.
oh yeah, I mean that the corny thing of like the days are long, but the years are short, is like the most true thing about parenting or having kids or whatever. And so it's like I've been working on trying to be present when I have them. So the week I don't have them, because we're a week on, week off, uh, which I found, by the way, when I got into the dating again, women will qualify you to see if you're a shithead, to see what your split is with the kids. It goes,
Ah,
I'm like, why is every chick asking me this? And it took me about 20 first dates to go, "Oh, oh,
now you get it.
I wanna see if I fucked up."
Yeah.
But yeah, I try to do as much as I can when I don't have them so I can be present. I really try to do that shift. So it's
Oh yeah.
time shift we kinda started this convo about, but put me in the queue for I'll fly into Austin, maybe Eric will come with me. We'll come to that founder dinner.
Yeah. Yeah. The plan is second and fourth Tuesday of the month.
All right. I I'll find a place in South Congress and post up.
Hey, yeah, it's a little far, but hey, I'll offer you a bedroom if you like, and I promise I won't. After you say you're going to bed, I won't come in the room.
Uh, if I'm coming to Austin, I'm drinking, so
Okay.
I'll be passed out. You'll be talking to a zombie.
Okay. Well,
But yeah, how about this? We'll have to have you back on. I'll send you the booking link again because we just got to the tip of a lot of the stuff I wanted to talk to you about.
and I got one question for you. It'll be quick. My son's 11. He has a podcast. It's leointerviews.com. He's interviewed over 40 people, a lot of millionaires, very successful people. And I'd love to invite you to come on his show.
Absolutely. Yeah, I do anybody like it's easy for me. I don't like I can talk to I don't know why people are like very shrewd about it, but I'd love to do that. Yeah. Now w- can I say whatever I want? I need to know it's like, when you call a friend and they don't tell you right away you're on speakerphone in the car and there's kids and I'm like,
Yeah. It's like, oh,
"Eh,
yeah.
you smelled so bad. You smelled like a hairy pussy that, you know,
Okay. Yeah.
like,
That's a
ew."
little.
I
Yeah.
know, but I'm saying I'm giving the extreme example, but this kinda happened, like,
Yeah.
days ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
My buddy goes, he put me on he goes, "Yeah, I got my assistant here helping with some stuff, at home, my home office." And he put me on speaker meter, and I go, "Oh, have you heard how big Chris's penis is?" And he was like, I
Yeah.
go, "'Cause that's the funniest thing I can do." So,
Yeah. Yeah.
tell me
No,
tell me
you
what
know,
I
I
just give me the governor, the constraints. on what to pull down.
It's in PG. You know,
Yeah.
keep it PG. You could get some nice visuals in there.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, send me that info for sure. I'll do it. I
Yeah,
can,
but
I
he
can,
do it.
I can, I can read a room, even if it's virtual.
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah,
awesome,
but yeah, we'll connect on all that stuff, and we'll definitely get you back on, man. Appreciate
awesome.
the time.
Yeah, yeah, anytime.
All right, brother.
Alrighty, we'll see ya.